Molweni guys, and welcome back to my podcast. And Ngulwam Kalava, and this is your Traveling as a South African podcast. On my previous episode, if ubungai bukelanga, the link is just down on the description, so you can just quickly click there and find out what we were discussing, what we were talking about, and so that you can catch up on today's episode, because today's episode is a follow-up on my previous episode. So on the previous episode, I spoke about the Schengen Visa in general, and what is the Schengen Visa, the areas that are under the Schengen area, where can and what can you access within the Schengen with the Schengen Visa, and the application process, the documentations that you need to have when you're applying for a Schengen visa. On the previous episode, I said I don't want to be over explaining each and everything in detail because the episode was going to be longer and I don't want the episodes to be longer. So today I'm going to be explaining the first 3 documents on the list of documents that are needed when you are applying for a Schengen visa. So this is for the tourist visa. Please note, I want us to just focus and understand what is needed when one wants to apply for a tourist visa, for holiday Schengen visa, because it grants you to visit a lot of countries with one visa. So that is one of the main reasons also I wanted to start with discussing the Schengen visa, so that people can get a proper understanding of it. And so if you haven't already followed or liked the podcast, please do so. Subscribe on my channel, share the video, turn on your notification bell so that you get to know whenever I drop an episode. Each episode is going to be dropped for now every Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the evening. Yes, 7 p.m. So yeah, switch on the notification bell so that you don't miss any episode. So I said the first document that you're going to need when you're applying for a Schengen visa is going to be your Schengen application form. The visa application form is available at the on their website. Guys, please, I am going to link, I'm going to drop on the description the website where you can apply for a Schengen visa, so that you can just click there. You follow the form as I said on the previous episode. You fill in the form as truthfully as possible. Don't miss anything out. If you have 3 names on your passport, put all your 3 names on the application form so that everything correlates. Otherwise, if it's not, it may result in them rejecting your application. Leave out spaces. Fill each and every detail that is required. Okay, so they need your full name. When we say full name, we all know we don't just say Luam. That's it. Luam what? Luam Kalava. That is your full name. You fill out all your full names. Your date and place of birth. That is important, yes. Your nationality, your sex, your civil status. This also helps you, for example, if you're going on a holiday by yourself and you are married, you do state that you're married, and you can provide your copy of your marriage certificate or your partner's birth certificate, to show that I have commitments in my country and this is the reason I'm going to come back, my husband or my wife. So I'm not just applying for a visa because I'm running away and I'm not going to come back. You get what I mean? Your address, your phone number, Okay? And you need to put in your travel information, your travel document type. Also, your travel document, this one is an international traveling document. You need your passport. So you put in your travel document type, you select passport, and then you put in your travel document number, your passport number, the issue date and the expiry date of your travel document. I-passport yakho, when was it issued and when is it expiring? This one is very important, especially when you're applying for the 6 months multiple entry visa. They need to see unga apply for a visa in 6 months, but your passport is going to expire within the next 4 months. You get what I mean? Your reasons for travel. So prior now on the application form, your reasons for travel, there are reasons. You select, if it's just holiday, select one. Don't confuse yourself and select into the 100. Select one. I'm just going for tourist reasons, on holiday, whatever. And your first entry, on the previous episode, I did mention Uguti, with the Schengen visa, you can enter with one country, meaning you can enter a Greece, for example, if you want to go to France, if you want to go to Italy. So here they say your first entry, meaning the first country you are going to be entering the Schengen area with, which country is that? That is that country that you have the flight ticket when you are exiting South Africa. Uyaphuma eSouth Africa uthatha iflight eyaphi? No, ndiya eGreece ngoku, and then xa ndiseGreece ndizawuthatha iflight eya Italy. You get what I mean? So you need to say your first entry is going to be Greece if you are going to be entering the Schengen area via Greece. Your length of stay, yonke holiday yakho, not length of stay in Greece and then length of stay in Athens, length of stay in France. No, all together. How long are you planning your holiday to be? If you're going to spend 3 nights in Greece, 3 nights in Athens, 3 nights in France, and then you're coming back and spend 1 night in Greece, that is 10 days, right? Those are 10 nights, right? You need to write, you're gonna to be there for 10 nights. Okay. Your biometric information. This is the biometric information again is going to be taken at the embassy when you are submitting your application form with your supporting documents. Invitation information. If someone is inviting you, I did mention on the previous episode, ubangaba there is somebody that's inviting you, they need to send an invitation letter, right? The invitation letter, it needs to have a full name of the person inviting you. Full name is the same as you put Lwam Xalaba. If the person is Lwam Elizabeth Xalaba, they need to state on the application form, Lwam Elizabeth Xalaba. Wenza ntoni? Why invite her? Uyintoni kuwe? Those details are needed. Your financial support, okay? Financial support, they need to attach bank statement. Either they attach a bank statement or they attach a tax clearance certificate or they attach pay slip, or there needs to be financial support. There needs to be evidence that they are capable of hosting you for those 10 days if you're going to be staying with that person for that 10 days you are visiting. Familiar relationship. Why? Who are they to you? This person that is sending you an invitation letter, is it just a stranger from the street that you don't even know? Who are they to you? Why are they inviting you? Okay. The date and the signature. The date and the signature, the one that you're going to be handing in everything. When you see everything, the person who's going to be assisting you is going to check all the documents. You sign the application form and you place the date. Okay. That is to seal that everything you've applied sincerely and everything is present. The second document that you need to have when you are applying is your passport. Bantu bakuthi, when you are applying for a visa, especially they call this one the traditional visa, like where you have to have the documents, you have to hand in everything in person. You leave your passport there because that's where the visa is going to be attached. You leave your passport there. Therefore, you need to bring your passport also when you are submitting your application. Okay. You can't just come and say, yo, I was supposed to go to Mozambique next week, but I decided to come and apply today. No, you cannot travel anywhere else while you are waiting for your visa. When you're applying, you're handing in everything, you leave your passport there also. So the application normally takes like 3 weeks. You're not gonna have your passport for that 3 weeks. Your passport must be issued within the last 10 years, meaning it's still expired. It needs to be a passport that is still valid. That it must have 2 blank pages in order to affix the visa. Abanye abantu, they have been traveling to multiple and a lot of countries that passport yabo, all the blank pages to attach and fixate a visa, it's full. Okay, it's full. Make sure when you're applying for the visa, at least you have 2 blank pages where they can affix your visa in. Must be valid for at least 3 months beyond the date you plan to exit the Schengen area. And then they do need a photograph of you. In other embassies, when you're going to do your biometrics, they take the picture themselves, but then others, they don't. So you need to bring a photograph of yourself. The perfect example they always say is like your ID or your passport size and clarity of a photograph. You know how to take a passport photograph. You know how to take an ID photograph. Exactly that one. Very clear and straightforward. That is the one they want, with a clear white background. That is the one that they want. A Schengen travel insurance. It needs to be a valid travel health insurance. It is very mandatory and it is required for everyone applying for a Schengen visa. Unfortunately, you need this one to cover all the expenses in case something happens. Who knows? Natural disaster, tsunami, ngapaya, or car accident, or you name it, whatever, God forbid, whatever, that can happen while you are on holiday, you need to be covered. They need to be able to take you to a hospital and you need to be attended to. Okay, so you need a Schengen travel insurance. These are the terms for their travel insurance. It must cover your entire period while you are on holiday. So if you are there for 10 days, the travel insurance must cover all of the time that you are visiting them. The minimum cover is 30,000 euros for medical expenses, emergency evacuation, hospital treatments, or death. God forbid. So, abantu baba confused about this 30,000 euro, thinking ukuthi that is the amount they need to buy, like it's Uber. Imali, this traveling insurance, you need to buy it for 30,000 euros. No, that is the cover. It's like Usanlam giving you a cover of 5 million and you pay a premium of 500 a month. Okay, That is the cover, the total cost of the cover. It must not be less than 30,000 euros. Okay. You can calculate to get, I think it's like almost, 200,000 or whatever. I'm not sure. But it must not be less than 30,000 euros. Ikava yako. It must be valid for the whole of the territory. So, the Schengen states, ne, you must check when you are applying for the insurance. Does it cover all the areas, all the countries that are under the Schengen area or not? Because others can say we will cover you only when you are in the country that you are going to be entering the Schengen area only. The moment you leave Greece, if you are entering with Greece, you are not covered. So you need to get the one that is going to cover you. It does not matter where you are as long as you are still under the Schengen area, meaning it's going to cover you if anything happens when you're in Greece, if anything happens when you're in Athens, anything happens when you are in France, it's still going to cover you. That's the one that you need to get. So, what should a Schengen travel insurance plan cover? It needs to cover a cost of medical treatments, doctor visits, emergency dental care, hospitalization, or surgery in case you happen to need surgery while you are organed. Get what I mean? So, cost of repatriation or evacuation in case of death, God forbid, in case of death, the cover needs to be able to carry your body from there back home. That's what they mean. Are you still confused about these 4 documents that I just explained? If so, please leave your comment on the comment section below with what is still confusing you so that I can try by all means necessary to fully explain it so that you do get to understand. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 2 on traveling as a South African. My name is Luam Kalaba, and don't forget to follow me on my socials. I am Queen Luam on Instagram, Luam Kalaba on TikTok, Luam Kalaba on Facebook. I am going to be doing my Facebook lives again. I'm gonna go back into doing that because the community also the interaction with you guys. You can ask me things live on real time, and I can get to answer all your questions. And leave your suggestions down below on the comments section if you do have something that you would like for me to discuss as far as traveling as a South African is concerned. For now, I am still discussing a tourist visa. There's a lot of different visas that we can apply for. Your study visa, student visa, your work visa, and so on and so forth. But for now, I feel like let me discuss first the easiest one to get and to obtain, and then we can take it from there. So that is the tourist visa. On the next episode, I'm going to continue to break down the other remaining documents, supporting documents that you need to have when you are applying for your Schengen visa so that you don't get rejected. We don't want any rejections. So we want to go to my goodness. Excuse you. So thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you on episode 3.